Good morning. There we go. Now you can talk. Theodore, how are you? Robert, Dean, Donna, good morning. Hey, Glenn. Choppy morning so far. I hope so. Down, up, down, up. We're hitting resistance. We're just kind of buttering around. That's a big candle. Mm-hmm. Got just a couple minutes before we get started here. Morning, Petro. Robert, how are you? Angie, William. Uh, hey, Matt, can you explain how to do a long and short trade for those? Uh, you mean like a like a spread, like a debit spread? Hey, Rochelle. Morning, Jeffrey. Okay. Well, I need a little more context. I'd be happy to answer once I know the question. I think that's it. Nice, Angie. Hey, 20% doesn't grow on trees. I will. One so far. Just one. Gotcha. So when you short a stock, if you ask me how it works, I mean, to put the order in, you just sell to open instead of buy to open. When you're shorting, though, what you're actually doing is borrowing someone else's share that's owned, right? So there's a finite number of shares available to short. Uh, you'll you'll borrow that basically. You'll sell it, and then you'll buy it back and stick it back with that person. So kind of like a bank, you deposit money. Say you deposit $100. Well, there's not a little, a little pouch that has your name on it in the bank that this is my $100 sitting in the bank, right? It gets loaned back out and leveraged. Same thing with shorting a stock. Good to hear, Tim. Hey, Dan. Cyrus, how are you? Cyrus, what do you think? Are we going to break the highs? Cyrus says no. Cyrus says we're not going to break out. Lukewarm and drop some. Yeah, maybe. Good morning. We're all anxiously awaiting your arrival. Sandy, so if you're buying a put, so when you're shorting a stock, it has to be in the underlying. If you buy a put, you're just buying a contract. And depending on the trade setup, not always. You just need movement in the underlying towards your strike price. Oh, nice.
Good morning, and good morning, everybody. How's everyone doing today? Ooh, I like that. That's a good start. 35% on now. Oh, folks are listening to my oh, you missed everything. You missed everything, Jeffrey. Good morning, good morning, good morning. I'm good. I'm good. My back is getting better and better and better, and I really like that. That makes me very happy. Uh, very happy camper. Very happy camper. I've been throwing a lot of trade ideas on the Telegram channel. I hope you guys have been taking advantage of them. I hope they've been helping you and not screwing you up or confusing you. I will go over something today that I want to show you, and I hope you guys are making money, or at least it's keeping you guys out of trouble. If it is, then please let me know, because I want to make sure that I'm guiding you guys in the right direction and not confusing you more than you guys are already confused. Some of you are not confused at all. Good morning. Cyrus, how are you? David, how are you? Guiding, good. I sent a telegram a little while ago. Micron looks like it wants to really fill that gap, and chip stocks are strong, and it's right below the 100-day, and it had a breakout. I gave you the level. Good. Very helpful. Very helpful. I like that. Ooh, look at you, Angie. Look at you. I like that. I posted that, Matt. I got you. All right. We're going to start in about a minute. I want to talk about the GDP. I want to talk about the pending home sales, which were awful. All I do is make you money. I wish that was the case, David. I got an email yesterday from somebody who said, I can't make money on Costco. And I'm looking at Costco, and Costco was up at the high of the day. It's like, how do you not make money on Costco? Oh God. I hope you guys made some money. I'm just giving the room a minute or so to fill up. There's still plenty of people here. I am afraid I'm going to miss the paid program trades. No, Carly, you won't. I'm not giving a lot of trades. I'm just giving a lot of tips. So speaking of tips, I want to give you guys a really good tip before we start. Because a few folks send me an email saying, hey, this is really great, but how do we take advantage of it? So let me show you something really cool. All right. Of course, Robert, of course.
All right, Mark, I'll check it out.
Of course. Man, people come into this room so slowly. Did everything go out today, Matt?
I did not check, actually.
I talked about trading the VIX this morning in the morning video. Did you see it, Dean? It was on there. Yeah, I talked about it in the morning video today and yesterday, actually. Both. All right, let me share my screen. Let me go through some things with you.
Yep, email went out.
Okay, good. Can you see? Make sure the text went out too. So let's just start at the big picture. No problem, Ken. No problem. I totally understand. I'm hoping the day trading room will make it so you won't have to go to work. You could just stay here and make money once we launch it. Oh, and by the way, and for anybody who's curious, and for the option income program, NVIDIA's picking up. I want to see it go to the 50-day, maybe a little higher before we spread it. Good. That's right, Val. Workday fell. And then Meta is also doing just fine. You'll become a converter soon enough, and Meta's doing just fine. There's nothing wrong with Meta. I know people were nervous yesterday to hit the 100-day. By the way, a lot of folks are asking me, Roger, what's the point of having that 100-day moving average? Well, look how we keyed off of it yesterday on Meta. It's good to have the 100-day. Have you guys started adding the 100-day moving average to your chart since I've been using it? Oh, it won't take you long, Ken. If you want, email me. I'll send you 2 videos from this guy that does a great job of breaking it down like an hour and a half. I found it online just the other day. It was very helpful, actually. Good. The 100-day is very helpful. So I want to show you guys something interesting. Okay. This will help you. So yesterday, yeah, no problem, Ken. Just send me an email. The blue is the 50 day, this is the 100 day, and this is the 200 day. And and here it's the other way. This is how I'm going to have it on the dark charts: blue, white, red, white, and blue. Red is 200, white is 100, and blue is 50. And then I'm going to have a little yellow line. Or maybe make this one pink to highlight it. That's the 8-day EMA. Those are the only things you really need on the daily chart. You don't really need anything more than that on the daily chart. And, having a volume, moving average of volume, I have it set at 50. I may decide to set it at 30, but anything after 20 really doesn't mean too much. Everything is a simple moving average, David, except for the 8. The 8 is you can't see the deep blue line? No? Okay. Let's make it violet. There we go. Can you see it a little better now? Sandy, you got it right here? A little better? Carol? Okay, good. Good. All right. Whatever works. This is why I need feedback from folks like you. And Micron, I gave you a signal on Micron. First exit is a 67.23. Second exit is at 68.37 in case you have a double whammy. We just took out yesterday's high, and I like that. That's a bullish sign. It leads me less to believe that we're in a bear trap, but we're not out of the coast yet. We really need to go above the 100-day to clear that. Previous chart. I'm not sure. Just ask me again. That's what I just said, BB. You and I are watching the same thing. That's very good. Matter of fact, we could look at it all together at the same time. And this thing is fast. This thing, and we don't have to wait for this thing. It's fast. There it is right there. Took it out, and we can actually even look at it on a shorter time period. Look, 1 month. Let's see, 1 month right there. 5 days. You could see the 5 days. But I like looking at it on a daily time period. Okay, so we still have a while to go before we get up here. So I wouldn't be too happy about what we're seeing right now. But this is better. This is a better scenario. Yes, this is a better scenario than we were at this morning, actually. So I want to show you something. I haven't set this up 100% yet, so I'm going to show you something on bar charts, and then we'll get into the analysis. But this is important because this is something you can utilize right away. And you guys all know this is the SPY. We have the SPY here. It'll appear probably some odd color on this Thinkorswim once I set it up. But this is the SPY. So yesterday, I want to explain to you what this is so you could take advantage of it. Yesterday at about 2:55 p.m. and before that at about 9:30, so 9:36 in the morning yesterday. No, at 11:10, at 11:10 in the morning yesterday, I send you an email, a telegram. It said Hess, PXD have the highest relative strength to the market. If market goes higher, they will bolt higher. That was at 11:10. And then in the afternoon, I send you a similar email to the short side saying at 2:28, say Eastern time, that MRO, Devon, Oxy, XOM, PXD are moving higher. They have really good relative strength. So how do you take advantage of those if I send them to you in the future? Okay, because I like sending them because it's easy for me to do that. So right now, this one right here, I'm not sure we're Jeffrey, don't worry about it right now. They will all be changed. This is just temporary stuff. So right now, as we speak, if I was to look at the hourly relative strength, the strongest stocks right now, and I don't mean daily, on an hourly, during the last hour of trading, have been CAR. So I want to explain to you how to use this, okay? That's a really good, I'm going to put that on my daily list because that looks fantastic. We're going to talk about that today too. So you see how how it's moving up. It's the strongest stock right now in the S&P 500 right now in terms of relative strength. It's brushing off against everything. We go to a daily chart. It's hard to here. Let me go to a five day. Okay, perfect, beautiful. These are half-hour bars. Okay, what is the S&P doing right now? It's going sideways, right? Okay. So you get a text alert and you say, "Oh, okay, Roger says that CARR is the strongest stock." Okay. How do I take advantage of it? You pull it up on an intraday chart and you look at the stock and you compare it to the S&P. Well, the S&P is doing this and the stock is doing this. What will happen if the S&P comes up? The stock is going to bolt higher. Okay? So the reason I'm giving you these stocks is you wait for the S&P to cool off intraday, regardless of where it is. And you wait and see if the stock keeps going up. And then as soon as you think the S&P is ready to go up again, you buy the stock. Does that make sense? Does that make sense? Micron went, no, we're not talking about Micron right now, Carol. I mean, not Carol. Sorry. I'm talking to someone else. Not you, Carol. Adam. No. We're not talking about Micron, but I will. Let's just watch Micron. Micron's sitting right at its above its entry level. By the way, the exit would be right below 64.89-ish. If it breaks 64.89, you don't want it. You should be long right about right now. And the first profit target is at 67.21. It's the first profit target, okay? Just want to make sure you guys understand that. All right. So let's continue. It's all right, Dickens. Just watch the replay. Hopefully you've been making some cash. So you see how the S&P is starting to come up? This will go up. Just a simple example. So if I'm giving you the strongest stocks, what you want to do is write down what I'm about to say. If I'm giving you a list of the strongest stocks, you want to look at for a pullback on the SPY. And then when the SPY starts coming up again, they will start rocking and rolling. William, why don't you ask me all of these questions after I'm done? They're great questions, but why don't you ask them to me after I'm done? And I'll answer all of them. Or send me an email.
That is a good question because we talked about that yesterday.
And I'll talk about it. But ask me when I'm done. So that's how you would trade the strongest stocks. So yesterday I gave you strong stocks. You would wait for the market to cool off, and then when remember towards the end of the day the market bolted higher. Those stocks did well. Okay. Dave says, do you confirm the stock isn't moving due to news earnings? Of course. It's okay if it's moving. It's okay if it's moving. I don't really care. I'm just not going to hold it overnight. I don't really care why it's moving. But usually I do confirm. But as long as it doesn't have earnings overnight and I'm not holding overnight, it doesn't really matter what the news is. Okay, let's continue. And remember something, the Fed speakers are talking in about 4.5 hours. So that may move the market. So don't go crazy building positions right now. But it is encouraging that we took out the high, and I'm liking what I'm seeing on Micron. Yeah, this market has been moving. So you guys understand. So if I send you an email that says CARR, NOC, and second strongest stock right now. And by the way, I gave you the stock yesterday. I don't know if you guys remember or not. It was one of the strongest stocks on my list. Still moving. Funds are buying. What do you think will happen if the stock market breaks out and continues moving all-time high? So do you want to buy it right when I send you, hey, this stock is the strongest stock? No. You want it to prove itself. You want the market to pause. And you want to see this stock pause and contain its relative strength, and then you want to see it take off. You guys understand how I want you to use the strong list of stocks. So that's how you would use the list that I gave you yesterday. That's how you would use the list that I gave you yesterday at 11:11. Now to the short side, I gave you a list to the short side. So let's now look at the weakest stocks. The weakest stock right now. Cyrus, it's a good point. We got to stop doing this to each other, Cyrus. It was so much fun when we disagreed every turn. These are all momentum. The only thing I give you here are momentum plays, which means they're ready right now. See how the market is going higher? This thing is catching a bid. Did anybody get on NOC yesterday? I said it's one of the strongest stocks a few times. Thank you for this method. I'm learning to see and find things or spot them. Yes, you did, Dickens. Did you make any money on it? So I'm going to show you now the short side. So the weakest stock right now is lots of. Tell us, give us some numbers, give us some information. It worries me too, Gary. Frankly, it worries me too. It worries me a lot. And Mark, I'm going to talk about CIX today, by the way. Good. I'm glad that you guys are not losing money. That's the first step. So let me now show you the same thing to the downside. So right now, the weakest stock is CarMax. Okay. CarMax is doing very, very poorly right now. Okay. Very poorly right now. I think it might have had earnings too. And I think Nike's going to have earnings after the close. Let me just see something real quick on Nike. And by the way, Mark, have I been responding to your emails and your all that stuff? Am I pretty responsive? All right, good. Okay, so here's a perfect example. Here's a perfect example. All right, Bruno, good. All right, so let's take a look at CarMax. Let's take a look at CarMax, not Lowe's, CarMax. And I'll show you how you would trade this to the downside. Thank you, Mark. I appreciate you saying that. Okay, so CarMax. Someone told me yesterday, if you keep this up, Roger, you're going to be more active than Lance. Oh, God. Okay, so CarMax is moving with the market right now. It's actually moving against the trend. Let's find another one. AWK. Again, these are the weakest stocks right now. Weakest stocks right now. Let's look at it right now. Let's find one. Okay, beautiful. This is a beautiful example. So CarMax is moving with the market right now. We don't want that. We want divergence. So I gave you another one. I usually give you about 4, But let's look at the second one right now. Actually, this is the number 1 right now. They just switched place. So in the last hour, CarMax, by the way, Smuckers, SJM, and ACN are the other, and KHC and KDP. Those are all consumer staple stocks. Consumer staples are the weakest sectors today, by the way. Consumer staples and utilities, they're the weakest sectors today. That's a fairly bullish play. Usually those stocks go down when markets are bullish. But let me go back to this example. So here's the example of what I sent you yesterday at around 3 o'clock or 2 something. So this would have been the weakest stock. So notice the stock market is breaking out right now, right? This stock says, hell with you. I'm going down. Okay. So let's say Powell comes out today. Hypothetically, this is this will probably never happen. And Powell says, well, rates, the Fed data, economic data is not looking all that great. And we may be here for a little while, but what we're doing is helping. He'll never say that, of course. I'm being totally facetious, but you know how he rolls. So, and the market starts going down. This thing is going to come down hard. So what you're doing is, exactly. So what you're looking at stocks that are at their extremes to the buy side and to the short side, and you're waiting for the market to show its hand. Now, let's say this market says, nah, I'm going to continue moving higher. This will probably stall out, maybe going against you, but you're not going to lose your ass. You're not going to lose your ass. Look at the downtrend on this stock. It's moving down. Volume, look at volume. It's moving down. And volume is only picking up to the downside. So again, so what you want to see is when I give you those lists, I give you gold mines when I give you that list. So what you want to do is you want to put a few of them and you want to see something like this. If you're not seeing this, divergence, move on to the next stock. But if you're seeing divergence and you have an opinion about the market, Like, for example, hypothetically speaking, let's say Cyrus says, you know what, we just broke this high, but Powell's an ass, and I'm putting words in his mouth. Cyrus says, oh, there, down more. All right, he believes we're going to go down more. Cyrus would be looking at AWK, at KHC. I haven't looked at this. Is your recommendation for Micron a day trade? Yes, Tom, unless it closes at the high and we're well into its profit zone and maybe even touching the 100-day moving average and the stock market closes high too, then it may be a swing trade. I check them usually on a 5-day and a day, 1 day, which moves these to 30 minutes and 30 minutes, 60 minutes, 30 minutes, and 5 minutes. Here's 60 minutes. Here's 5 minutes, 30 minutes, and here's 5 minutes. Now look at the 5 minutes, up, down. If this market, and don't know what the market's going to do. Matter of fact, the market right now, it looks a lot more bullish than bearish right now. Doesn't mean it's going to happen right now. But let's say we're wrong. And let's say the market continues moving up. How much down do you think, how much up do you think this is going to go against us compared to like a stock that's moving with the market? Is what I'm saying making sense? Are you having the aha moment? We just broke out again on the top. Okay, we broke out. What is the stock doing? Still going down. So it gives you a buffer. It gives you a buffer in case you're wrong. So the next question is, well, Roger, why don't you just trade the S&P 500? Don't have a buffer. It's much harder. We have to rely on it. This gives us an advantage, because now we could look at stocks that are already moving in the right direction, and now we just need to be right on the market. And even if we're wrong on the market, I don't think Heinz is going to reverse itself and do a 180 right now. I don't see it. Or how about SJM? Smuckers. Consumer staples are very weak right now, and the stock market's looking beautiful right now. And Micron is moving our way. Right, Cyrus, but we're looking to day trade it, man. I couldn't give a rat's butt about that. This is a day trade, maybe tomorrow morning getting out kind of a thing. Frank says, I understand the stock's going up, but when do you go in? Hold on a second. When do you go in on the down stocks? Well, I'm going to show you right now. So look, the stock market's going down. I send you a list and said that Smuckers is one of the top 5 weakest stocks. Sherry, I'll answer your question in a minute. So what I would do is this. I would wait for the stock market to start going choppy. And I would see the reaction of this thing. And if this thing is holding on and going sideways or still going down, look, it's still going down when the market's going up. What will happen if the market goes down right now, Frank? This thing will accelerate. That's almost a certainty. And I'm not talking about tomorrow. I'm talking about right now, like in the next half hour. So Micron just took out a swing high, by the way. I just happen to have it on my chart. I don't mean to narrate it. You got it? Go got him. Thanks. Good. Frank, we're looking for divergence on a short-term basis. Do you send the list on I did. I sent it yesterday at, first of all, I send it yesterday at 11:11 and another one at 2:55. Long side at 11 and 2. And somebody asked me another good question. There's another good question here. I'll get to the stocks for today in a minute. I always send it to I'm looking at it on the Telegram right now. That's how I know the stocks. I don't even have a reference of it. Somebody had a good question here. My recommendation for Micron was to go long Micron, and I sent this to everybody on the Telegram this morning at 66.10-ish, around there. It's at 66.34 right now, and it went to 66.66. First target is at 67.23. So, Sherry, let me get to you. My issue is the size of my portfolio. It's only about 2,200. It's all invested in positions, so I have no available cash to jump into any position. It's slowly creeping up. I wish I had relative strength, rich relative to entrust me with chunk of cash. I made 200 in futures yesterday, but I had to fight for it. Thanks for for the late day bounce. If I continue those gains, I can move some of those stocks. Okay. Well, thank you for the feedback. Okay, so you see, what have Smucker's been doing while the market's been breaking out? And its market's been breaking out for the last 10 minutes. I promise you, I can't promise you legally, but you know what? I'm being dramatic, but I promise
High
you.
level of confidence.
Well, I'm being honest with you. If Micron goes down, if the stock market goes down, Smucker's will go down. Okay. All right. So a few things before we get into our positions. A few things. And again, if you guys are making money using this methodology, please let me know. It helps it helps bring confidence to other folks like you. A lot of folks don't believe me. They think I'm just trying to sell them stuff, which I'm not actually selling you nothing, but you know. I said, Jan, if it breaks the low after the first 30 minutes, if it breaks the low, and then I send you an alert on Telegram at exactly what time? Let me see. I send you an alert at 10:49. Micron is breaking above the 30-minute range to the upside. Maybe good time to go long. First target 67.23. Wow, Brett, that's a pretty good testimonial. I like that. Post that, man. Good, Adam. Thank you. All right, so let's talk about good. Let's talk about the market right now. Good. I'm glad that's the case. Be careful with utilities and be careful with utilities and consumer staples and also consumer discretionary, because Nike has earnings, and Nike is a huge company in terms of China exposure. And it has also a lot of exposure towards other. Nike tends to be one of those companies like Target. Remember a year and a half ago in the summer, Target came out with really bad news and it really shocked the market, and other companies, it was impacted by other companies. It's the same type of environment. By the way, the volume on Micron right now is 156% of its average daily volume. So volume right now is about is a lot higher, and it's definitely in play right now, and it definitely looks like it wants to go higher, in my opinion. Doing good, almost making up for don't give me indigestion. Murmis, day trading small 95% of people who day trade small cap stocks. That's a degenerate game. There's like 10 people in the world who can do that really well. No joke, like really, really well. It's very, very difficult. It's extremely physical, and it's not something that I recommend for folks. Okay. This is, I wouldn't call, when I say day trading, I'm talking this kind of stuff, hotkeys. That's like a video game, playing a video game. What I'm talking about is a very, very, it's not, I wouldn't call it day trading, Murmis. I would call it very active trading, because probably 50% of the positions we would hold for till the morning if there's follow through. We're also doing debit spreads. This is more of like taking a long-term view of day trading. Does that make sense? It's shorter than our swing trades, but it's not, if you guys want to see a day trader, a day trader, an amazing, probably the best guy in the world, Ross at Warrior Trading. The problem is, when they did a survey of how many people were able to keep up with them, it was 97% of the people said they were losing money. Matter of fact, there's a video online. This is a good topic. I need to talk about this. There's a video online of somebody who has a platform, professional trader, who's just trying to mimic this guy. While Ross is calling out trades, he was losing money. He couldn't do it. So I tried that day trading thing, lasted 3 days. Thank you, Mark. Is this day trading have anything to do? Is it anything reminiscent of what they're Fausto? Fausto is actually pretty good from what I understand, but I've never really got into it with him. He teaches more than shows trades, so I don't really have a way to Right. I understand, Mark. So this is like for the average guy. This will allow the average guy to do to actually to become a professional trader. This is what this was for, not for being a that stuff will make you dizzy. I mean, if you guys want to try it, go for it. But 97% of people couldn't even follow along with him. That's crazy. That's right, keyboard monkey. That's what it is. So I'm offering you something in between swing trading and day trading, but something that works really, really well. And I think you guys already know that it works really, really well. I think I've proven it in the last couple of weeks. It's just a matter of systematizing it. Yeah. So does that make sense, Murmus? Yeah. So again, and all right. Yeah. Again, it's like, it's very taxing. And I think he only does it like 2 hours a day. It's just very, yeah, and pull out of the day trade small losses if it doesn't rock. Exactly, Angie. There you go. My win rate is 85% after being on board. Wow, that's something we want to post. Thank you, George. Thank you. Thank you. You guys are great. But I wanted to take a minute to explain that. So now let's talk fundamentals. We had pending home sales. We had pending home sales. Interestingly, I was looking at XRE and the report was horrific. This report, Cyrus, I think you'll find with the relative strength method, you'll be able to do it almost all day long. Even lunch hour, there are trades with relative strength because there's always some institutions moving something one way or the other. So just FYI. Let's day before, third again yesterday. There you go, Angie. Good. Well, I'm glad you guys are all here. So what happened when this real estate news came out? And this was really bad news. And Matt, please give me that symbol again. XHB?
Yeah.
Home builders. Okay. So look at what they did with this news. So they completely shrugged off this news, which actually made me even more bullish today. Because when you have, they were expecting the number here. Let me, sometimes a picture's worth 1,000 words. Here, look at this. Flash trade. I just call it active trading. That's what I think the best name for it is active trading. Active trading. Yeah. By the way, Micron is right now losing strength to the market. If it doesn't start gaining again in about 10, 15 minutes, I would get out of the trade. It's losing relative strength to this market. It's not looking nearly as good as it did earlier. It's about halfway. It's at 66.53. We're about halfway through. I'm still watching it, but I'm not liking it as much as I did when it was breaking out about half an hour ago. You should be up about 50, 60 cents on the position casually. And again, I'm not saying get out right now, but be careful because it's losing relative strength to the market. And I was expecting it to hold. But the market has gotten really strong. So maybe give it another 10, 15 minutes before you make any decision. And if it takes out this high, then we're back in the game right now. It's at 66.58. Again, sorry, guys. Look, they were expecting this. They were expecting a flat reading. They got 7.1%. And the sector went up. So to me, that says that it has been already priced into the market. Also, I think the fact that interest rates are higher is pretty clear that homes prices are not going to be at as high. I mean, home prices are going to be going down. They're not going to be as high. I think that's people are starting to get that. And also the fact that we're moving back into support area is very positive. I find it very odd that the sector is gaining so much on such negative news, but that's a very positive sign. And I think even Cyrus would agree on that. Just now out of Micron, 35 gain, a large contract, not overthinking fundamentals. Good, Dan. Look at you. You're cooking with gas. I like that. Look at you, Adam. There you go. Smart. Yeah, because it's still moving higher. So the best thing to do would be reduce your position in half. Smart, Adam. Very smart. Reduce your position. It's now it continued moving again, but it's still not as strong as the market, and that's worrying me. But again, it's moving in our direction. All right. So that was the first thing that I wanted to talk about. The second thing I wanted to talk about was the GDP growth. Here, let me move up here. Just go here. I may go a little late today. I hope you guys don't mind. Look at you. I like that. Good. Good. Good, good, good. So GDP. Yeah. Would you, Donna? I'd love to actually. I'd like to, if you can remind me. If you can remind me. Are you sure it's not IMVT? You said IMVG. I think you meant IMVT. But yeah, I will. I actually will. They're pretty much on. Yeah, I will. I will. Remind me in like 10 minutes and I will. Or I'll actually do that one first. I like that one still. Uh a little worse, but nothing crazy. They were looking at personal consumption expenditures. They actually went down. That's positive. That's positive. So let's just look at those first. HLX. Hey, Murmis. Winner, winner, chicken dinner. I like the stock. I still like energies. I would still go long. Okay, notice it's still trading above the 8-day EMA. When something is trading above the 8-day EMA, not too far above it, like this may be a little too far, but see how it's hugging the 8-day EMA? While it's hugging the 8-day EMA, I would still stay with the stock. If it starts breaking down and violating the 8-day EMA, I would not stay in the stock. But so far, this is a beautiful uptrend. Now let's talk about the other one, the IMVT. Now I'm going to talk about a lot of stocks today, but I'm not. Here's what I want you guys to understand. Sometimes I talk about 20 stocks, but I'm really only talking about 2 stocks. The other ones I'm showing you and telling you to set alerts on. So that's where the learning comes in. I don't want to just hand feed you stuff. Okay. I want you guys to start thinking. Yes, Angie, if I would say wait for it to hit the 8-day EMA. That would be my advice. I would wait for that. So let's talk about this stock. Yesterday, the stock went up. I told you that it's got more upside. And right now, it's still okay compared to the market. I can't say it's really outperforming the market, but it's still there. If you're in it and if it doesn't give you any love by the end of today, I would just get out of it. You should be you should have a scratch right now, maybe a baby loss, but that's what I would do in that case. That's what I would do there. Okay. Unless it starts really picking up momentum. Let me look at volume right now. That's going to be a big, and by the way, TC2000 has a built-in scanner called Volume Buzz. That's almost identical to the volume that I'm using. It's actually really good. Good, 15094. Good. IMVT. Let me just look at the daily volume. If I look at the volume, it'll give me a better picture of whether it's what it's doing. Okay, so volume, man, think or swim is so slow. I could have looked through 20 symbols already with this. Okay, so hear this. Volume right now is 95% of its average daily volume, so it still has very high volume. It's still in play. If today it doesn't go our way, by the end of today, get out of the stock. Okay, but volume is still in play, which means the stock is in play and it's holding these levels pretty damn well. Let's see, kind of hasn't really pulled back. So, but you see how the stock market's moving up and this is just flat? That's worrying me. Is that your prison number? What was that? Prison number? What was the prison number, Rochelle? Sorry, I've never been in prison, but all right. So let's talk about stocks. I also gave you Workday today, and Workday was hitting the 200-day moving average. That's a good one. It's bouncing off the 200-day moving average. Yeah, it opened up like right here, literally. So keep an eye on this. I would want to see it start gaining relative strength to the market. So far, it's not, but If it does, it could do really well. Okay. Trade continuations. Let's look at some continuations. Let's take a look. Yes, I want volume above or below. I don't care. Up to the volume legitimizes the move. Just fix this here. Okay. And Micron volume right now is 162% of its average daily volume right now. It's called volume buzz, Ma Christ. It's here, look. It comes standard. It's not even something I have to create. It comes standard with TC2000. Look at Micron, 302% right now. That's intraday. But on a daily basis, we're at 162% of its daily volume. This or the other one that will come with the indicator will give you that high volume reading. I just wanted to say that this comes with TC2000. It's just called volume buzz. So volume buzz. I like the stock. I like how it's trading on an intraday basis. It's not outperforming the market, so we're not going to look at it right now. I don't know, Mark. It's a good question. I don't know. Can somebody find out the answer to Mark's question and let me know, because I want to know too? Inquiring minds want to know. So next one, CVE. By the way, the Micron trade straight out of the indicator. I mean, literally, the levels, the entry, straight out of the indicator. So here, this one's looking a little better, and it is outperforming the market, and it's still swinging higher. I like this stock. Good, Brett. And I think we gave the stock earlier in the week as well. I like it, and I like it even more right now. It's looking great. Thank you, Angie. Yes. So the answer is yes, Mark. I did not know that. Hey, Matt, I just found out that TC2000 is works on the Mac. Yeah, I didn't know that. It works for Mac, mobile, and web. Be careful with the web version. I don't know about the web. I like the one you download. And Micron, by the way, is still moving higher. We're about 50 cents away from our profit target. Options on this one. I think people are enjoying our class, Matt.
I think so too.
Yeah. Yeah. In this one, I'd like to go with the 21 strike price. Good, Valerie. 21 strike price. Maybe even the 20. You want to go deeper here. Next one is Costco. Costco. I have Hershey's on my list, Gil. It's on my list. It's the last stock on my short list. We may be going a little over today. I apologize, but I hope nobody minds. No, you don't have to be sorry. It's good that you and I are talking about the same stocks. Yeah, no monkey business. Costco. Now look at Costco. I told you yesterday Costco looked really good. And right now, Costco's breaking up after a long congestion. Look at relative strength on a daily basis. Mark, I have several downside trades today. Several. And they're easier to find because markets are bullish today. So look at Costco. Relative strength turns positive. Costco bolts. Costco. Uncle Roger loves Costco. I stopped shopping there years ago. We found out we were just overbuying things when we would shop at Costco. But we just spent too much money on things we didn't need. And now we only have 3 people living at home, me, Rachel, and my wife, and then 8 animals. But we don't go there. My parents do. They buy me my blades there. I asked them to buy me my blades there, and they last me like 3 months, and then they do it again. But I like Costco. And I like the 6. See you later, Tinia. See you later. Have a good one. I hope to see you tomorrow. Yeah, my wife buys them like expensive stuff. She loves those dogs and cats. 567.50. And you can offset that. Oh, Brett, look at you. Rascal, you.
Got it.
Okay, thank you. And I would offset that with the 590s. If it doesn't continue, please get out the next couple of days. Remember what I warned you about these stocks. I warned you that these are momentum. They're supposed to continue. If there's no continuation, don't do it. Now, some stocks I just want to mention before we move to the short side. Sprouts is sprouting. I talked about this stock several times. Can somebody help Anita, please? Before I leave, let me give you the strongest stocks. I'm not leaving yet, but before I leave, let me give you the strongest and the weakest stocks so you have them so I don't have to put them on Telegram again. Now look at Sprouts. Remember I told you the stock was doing well? I'm still bullish on it. And it looks like with the market coming up, it's just pulling it higher. Robert, I don't know. I have to get everything lined up probably in a month. Maybe less, maybe a little more. I don't want to give you anything, but it's come up. But what I'm doing now is I'm kind of making this room a little bit of both, and then we'll transition them. Angie, don't take it. Don't take it if it's too much. So I like this one still, and I like this one still, CEIX. Now, somebody asked me about this one earlier today. Was it you, Mark? I think it was Mark. Correct me. Yes, it was. I still like this. Obviously, you're in it. Good. And it's still rocking and rolling. And look at the relative strength today. So look at what happens. Market goes sideways. What does this stock do? Nothing. And then when the market pulls up, ba-boom. Got it, Angie. Got it. Look, that's why I'm giving a lot of choices. We've got a lot of choices. And we're at 66.83. Our first profit target is at 67.23. Now, let's say the market was closing right now, and I would probably hold Micron overnight because it's doing really well. If it was doing bad, I wouldn't. So we're not just going to be day trading. So we'll do some overnights. You'll have plenty of trades. If you don't have 25K in the account, there'll be plenty of debit spreads and overnight trades. Mark says found CIX with the FinViz screener. I'm going to give you guys that FinViz settings for Think or for TC2000 when we start. I'm actually going to be programming them in today. The same ones, Mark, the same ones I gave you. Look at that. That looks good. I love that one. Okay, so those are my longs. Let's talk about shorts. Now, this is going to be easier because markets are going up. So it'll be very easy to see how we can play this. Again, I am sorry if I take a little more of your time today. I apologize, but I don't think there's anything scheduled for noon at the pub. So I think we're okay. If you guys have to leave, just watch the replay. Okay, but we may go a little later today. No, you're not taking my time. I'm getting my analysis on this morning. So here, PayPal. PayPal looks great intraday. It looks great overnight. But let's look at it today. It's moving right with the market. We don't like it. We don't like it. So let's move on. How about Target? Let's look at Target. I hope this is actually actionable. I hope that if somebody was to ask you, what do you guys do in the VIP room? I hope your answer is it's extremely actionable and fine-tuned, and there's no monkey business. That's what my goal is, and the stock market continues making a swing high. Now, Micron is moving with it, but it's underperforming the market, which is what continues. It's been doing it for the last, since 11/20. It's been underperforming the market. Make some more. All right. Made money on Target already. All right. Okay. So Target, what is Target doing? It's moving with the market. We don't want it. We don't want it. We want something that's saying, screw you, market. We're going the other way. Let's continue. How about Southern Energy? And I think that's a utility company. Utilities are doing really bad today. Why do you want to exit the meta spread? It's going to expire out of the money. Levin, it's just going to expire worthless. You're going to keep all the premium. Is there something going on with Meta that I need to know about? Let me just check real quick.
Up 2.5%.
No, Meta's doing great. Why would you, Leon, Levin? Come on, It's doing great. The option's going to expire worthless. Learning while earning. That's a good T-shirt right there. Matt, another good one. Stay hungry. I like that one.
Mm.
Ooh, new headset coming out. Nice, nice. Yesterday, Zuckerberg talked, the stock went down. By the way, we're only about 30 cents away from our profit target on Micron. Yes, Darnell, just leave it alone. So on an intraday basis, let's see, target just kind of doing its thing. All right, let's go to SO again. Let's go to SO. It's kind of doing it on a monthly. Let's see today how it's doing. All right. Okay, look, stock market going up. What is this doing? It's going down. I think we found a winner. Look at it today. Stock market's going up, 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 up. You were wrong on your timing. You shorted the stock down here and you were wrong, wrong, wrong. And what is the stock doing? It doesn't do it. Randy, if I have time, not right now. And if I probably won't, send me an email. Roger@rogerscott.com. And so if this market, for whatever reason, starts to come down, this stock is going to drop. We like this stock. And utilities are down today. And look at this. Volume, it checks off all the marks. I'm getting a little too excited. See, I gave you 20 stocks, but I've only given you 2 or 3 that I actually like. We got to look through through the garbage before we find what we like. So Southern and utilities typically don't have a lot of premium to the downside. So I think we'll be able to, if this thing ever loads, doesn't want to load. Hold on, let me mic. You know what? I'm on. Let me disconnect and connect again. I'm reconnecting my internet here. 15 days to go. Implied volatility is not high. See you later, Frank. See you later, man. All right. Right here. Puts, we want to go to 67. 67 right here. Exactly, Philip. Exactly. Remember, Matt, I told you yesterday with those green candles, the stock market wants to go higher?
Mm-hmm.
Is that right?
You were right. Far.
Huh?
So far. Yeah.
So far. Yeah. Next one. Let's look at triple M. So I like one short. Let's look at another one. Wow, look at that. Let's go to triple M. Stock has not been doing well lately. Let's see how it's doing today. No way. It's moving with the market. We don't want to sell this stock right now. On which stock, Dean? PLTR? I don't know. I don't want to go into it right now. I don't know. So we don't want this one. Next one. ONON. Yeah, now my computer's connected the right way. I don't understand what you're saying, Rochelle. So have a trade. Yes, I like SO. That's why I said I like it a lot. This one's moving okay. It's not doing too bad. I mean, in comparison to the market, let's look at the daily. I do. I like this one to the downside, but I'd like to give it a little more. I think it's a little too strong right now. Let's see. Let's look at a couple of more. AEP, another utility company. And if I give you two utilities, don't just, that's the other thing. If I pick two stocks that happen to be in the same industry or sector, please don't do that. This one's looking great. Great. This one looks like it's ready for action. So I'm going to give you this one too. How much is NVIDIA up for today? If somebody can tell me.
2.2, about 2%.
That's good. Once it goes above the 50-day line, I want to turn that into an iron condor. But you guys already know that. I told you guys that. And in this case, we want to go into the 75 put skis right here. They only have about 5-cent spread, 10-cent spread. You're not going to get screwed on those. 22 days till expiration. And next one, ETR. Let's look at ETR. I'm almost done, by the way. I won't be keeping you here for hours and hours. I do apologize. I just get so excited and I love this class and we have so much to talk about that I lose track of time sometimes. Maybe, Ma. Maybe. Yeah, well, I'll help you, Jackie. I'm not going anywhere. So this is another one. I think this is also a utility stock. Horrible stock to own, great stock to short right now. If the stock market keeps going down, this will be a great trade. Mark, honestly, all these three are in the same ballpark. It's like three chip stocks. They're all in the same page. This one here, 95 strike price. Yes, only take one. Please only take one. Okay. Continue here. Oh, we're getting to some consumer staples now. Got a couple of consumer staples. Let's look at Hershey's. I think somebody asked me about this stock earlier today. It was actually on my list already, which is a good sign that you guys are soon we'll be picking the same stocks. That's good, Tim. Oh, yes. Oh, I'm getting excited. Let's see how the daily looks. Oh, man, I'm getting excited. Matt, I'm getting excited and I can't hide it. I'm going to lose control and I think I like it.
Oh, boy.
This is another good one. I really like this one. I mean, just think, let's say that Greenspan, the guy keeps saying Greenspan, Powell comes out and says something stupid today, and the market just it not really sinks, but just cools off. Ba-boom! Kaboom! Can you guys tell I enjoy being in here a lot? I'm having a field day. Micron is stalling. It's lunchtime. We just need a little bit. We need like 26 more cents. No, I'm not on fire. All right. Hershey's. Let's go. 4 hours, I think, from now. 3.5, 4 hours. 8 days out. 10/6 expiration. And we're going to go to the 202.50 or the 25 strike price. 205 or 202.50 puts. I like Hershey's right now. I would make this into a day trade, but if the market starts cooling down towards the end of the day, kaboom. So Hershey's and those utility stocks I like the best. But I've got another one. And this one happens to be, let's see, I got another one. SJM, Smuckers. Let's see how Smuckers is doing. Same song and dance. Up, down. Yeah, it's not doing well. If the market goes down, this stock is going to go down. I don't think volume. Let me just see something. SJM. Oh, I cannot wait to just use TC2000. It's just so damn fast. No, let's not do this one. Volume is just, there's no volume. I mean, there's no volume, but Hershey's has some. And last stock is DKS. Let's look at Dix again. Look at the chart. Oh, by the way, Dix may be impacted by Nike's earnings. Just throwing it out there. Coming down. Let's look at relative strength today. No, 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 no soup. No soup at all. No soup at all. Okay, Matt, why don't you take us through seasonality and we'll cut it there.
All right. It is a little uneventful, though, for today at least.
And NVIDIA is looking pretty good, by the way. Just wanted to say that. I just got a chance to look at it.
Perfect. On the long side, you've got consumer staples, the strongest. Industrials, financials, not too bad. Basic materials, pretty good. Utilities, not really. Profit factor is not there. Accuracy is not great. On the short side, still don't have anything. We're still definitely long biased seasonally. Your top setups, it'll load. There it goes. Sector wise, you've really got a mixed basket here. I mean, just a lot of everything. EQT, a lot of trades there. Accuracy, car. Oh, excuse me, consumer staples. Very strong. And then you got a few more hotspots down here. Tech, S&A. The short side. Still the bond. And WST, AMGN, those have been on there for a while. Maybe Monster Beverage, although that's kind of contradictory because it's consumer staple and those are really strong right now. I would probably ignore that. I would trade it off the chart. You're going to trade it, not on seasonality. A few more here. As far as the sectors to the short side, lots of tech. That's probably about it.
And we had something we needed to post to remind some folks of here. Oh, let me do that. Folks, at 1 o'clock, Jack Carter is going to be back doing some backdoor action. Oh, you've already posted it. You beat me to it. Don't miss out on it. Just to give you some ideas, take a look at Procter and Gamble also to the downside, and there may be a good move in Amgen starting up. If Amgen can break 273, there could be a good move in Amgen. I'll leave you with that. Hopefully, I'm not giving you too much information. And government shutdown. Thank you. I don't think it's going to happen. I think it's the same thing. The market is not reacting like there's going to be a government shutdown right now. The market's reacting like there's going to be some positive news. Maybe I'm wrong, but it hasn't happened yet on the government shutdown. Have a great day, everyone. If I didn't answer your question, feel free to send me an email at roger@rogerscott.com, and hopefully I can continue helping you make moolah. Bye.
Bye, everyone.